Rubber Duck Bath Party. I just talked to the founder of Rubber Duck Bath Party, and it was a very positive call. It was so much fun to learn about the project and what they have planned. I'm happy to have you here in the show. Your name is Jishai, right? I hope it's spelled correctly.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I'm Dutch originally, so the J is pronounced like English Y, just like Germans do. So yeah, it's Jishai. Nice to meet you.
Jishai. Okay, nice to meet you as well. My name is Uni, my nickname. And I'm really happy to have you on the show, man. I love the project, and it's really colorful and something new, I feel like, and exciting. Why don't you maybe tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, when did you start working on this project, and also a little bit about your background and how you've discovered NFTs?
Yeah, of course. Let's get started with that. I have a tech background. I work in or worked in big tech companies, startups. So sort of like the tech world isn't that strange to me, and crypto isn't as well. So like I've been involved in that for a while. Yeah, Gal, who's like the artist of Rubber Ducks, introduced me to NFTs actually a while ago, and that's sort of like how I got started in it. So yeah, it's like I guess like most of us, we're all really new in this space. So like I can say I've like tons of time, tons of experience in NFTs, but I do think that if I look back at like my background in tech and specifically in new media, like there's lots of things that are really familiar in today's of like Web3 world to the tech world. I think sort of like things that I'm seeing that are sort of like the same but in a new jacket is, I used to be a very, very active on Reddit, and I used to be one of the early moderators of Data is Beautiful, which is
Oh,
yeah. It's like I don't even know how long ago. That's like I think 8 years ago we had like 10,000 members, and then it exploded to like millions. And
wow.
even sort of like the community aspect that existed on Reddit and actually still exists on Reddit. I think we're sort of like seeing that renewed energy around communities coming up with NFTs. And then if I look back at sort of like new media and sort of like anything that has to do with like, like when people started to, when BuzzFeed became big and things like that, I
Yeah.
think there's lots of like patterns that are similar to what we're seeing in the NFT space.
That's
And then
cool.
obviously like the tech is just really fun. I think the thing that excites me most about the NFT space is really sort of like the societal impact of it. Right? Like I think every time there's like new tech, it just creates sort of like new incentives, new communities, like new ways for people to organize. And I think
True.
that's actually the thing that I really like the most about the space. So yeah,
Awesome,
that's a
awesome.
bit about yeah.
So cool. Have you like you said you're have a background with Reddit and stuff like that? I really love that. Have you been involved in like gaming or like something regarding? Do you like have also like since you said you're a techie? I believe you like every techie has kind of like a nerdy side as well. Like, what did you do maybe in your I don't know, younger years where you like gaming or like something this kind of related as well? Probably, right?
Yeah, I hate to disappoint you, but I wasn't a gamer.
Okay. No,
I wasn't a
that's
gamer, but
okay.
actually, but the others in the project are like Gal and Lizzie.
Yeah,
They're like they used to game a lot. I'm actually like more of the sort of like other kind of interest. Like I
oh,
really
that's
miss
cool.
the gaming vibe. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, that's not. I think that's not a problem. I mean, you've been in the space. You said like 8 years ago, right? Regarding Reddit and stuff like that. I mean,
oh yes,
that's a cool
yes.
background, and I love your hat, by the way, with the duck. Is it like part of the merch or yeah?
No, we just got it for like the team. We don't have any merch right now, and but yeah, we really love it, and people love
Yeah,
it too. So like,
yeah, yeah,
maybe we maybe we will do like a limited edition merch
yeah.
run
This
for
would be
it.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love it, love it, love it. How did you guys come up with the name? I really love like when I'm going onto the website. I love the how colorful it is and like talking to people. I mean, we had like hard times going through it in the last 1 or 2 years, and I think we need some more positive vibes, more colorful. And I think this is like talking to so many people. I've been talking to friends with it, and they also love it. Like, how come the name and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things here,
Hmm.
right? Like first of all, yes, the first thing we want people to feel is fun.
Yeah.
And I think Rubber Ducks and like Rubber Duck Bath Party is just a community of people who just want to have a good time.
Hmm.
And the brand is really built around sort of like that sort of like fun experience. It is also something that is really true to what motivates us. Like I
Yeah.
think if you look at what we care about as a team, like I think both we have been very privileged and sort of
Mm.
like lucky with our careers
Yeah.
in Web2 or Gal. I think just like his Instagram and YouTube, and he has been obviously like a really successful artist and creator. And we're sort of like in a place in life where we just want to create something
Mm.
that is fun, right? Like our
Awesome.
main motivator is like it needs to be fun for us, and it needs to be
Yeah.
fun for anyone else that wants to interact with it. So like the core motivation of this is really just like let's have a really good time.
Awesome.
So that really, I'm really like, it's insane. Like we are talking actually in the team a lot about like how you can fake authenticity, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I think Twitter is like one of the best bullshit detectors, right? It's like you just feel right away if
Yeah.
something is real or not, right? Like if
It's true.
something is authentic or not. And I think it's like so amazing that our intentions are really shining through, and like people, like it resonates with people, and they feel sort of like why they feel the fun, and they feel that it's real, right? It like
Yeah.
comes from a real place, and not from like, I don't know, a marketing or like,
Yeah.
we didn't sort of like strategize around like it needs to be fun,
Hmm.
right? Like it's just like what we wanted to build, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Rubber Duck Bath Party, like the idea of bath parties is actually the real innovation of our collection.
Yeah.
Uh, and I can talk a bit more
Of
about like
course.
what bath parties are
Yeah.
and
Let's
why
go
they
ahead.
exist.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's go into that. So essentially, bath parties, like when we are all sort of like in the space for a while, and in tons of communities, and we're seeing lots of communities really struggling with engaging people post mint, right? It's sort of like, okay,
True.
I got my art, and obviously like lots and lots of collections, right? You buy the art, and there shouldn't be more about it, but there are
Hmm.
lots of collections that are sort of like trying to build roadmaps and sort of like
Yeah.
companies around their art, and a lot of them are really struggling with it, right?
Hmm.
Because it's like, okay, someone bought a piece of art, and now I have to like keep them going. Like, how do I keep them engaged, and how
Yeah.
do I keep them excited? And that's done. Like some collections, like let's say Cool Cats and Doodles, are like really really successful at it. And
True.
I think even some more like the upcoming ones like Robotos and Woodies, right? Like they
Yeah.
have really strong communities and really organic. Sort of like they build a roadmap in a really organic way.
True.
But for lots of these other collections, they just basically copy paste roadmaps, and it feels
Hmm.
awkward. It doesn't really feel
True. True. True.
organic,
Yeah.
and we sort of like wanted to think about how do we build a mechanism into the art itself
Hmm.
that is just going to like keep people engaged for the
Okay.
long term.
Okay.
And when we start looking at the tech and what we could do with basically the more dynamic aspect, we realized that we can basically build a really rich experience
Okay.
around art that changes over time. And the idea
Awesome.
of Beth parties, yeah, so like the ideas of Beth parties is like actually pretty simple, right? Like ducks love to party, and we organize Beth parties like probably around like once a month, once every other month. Like it really depends on if the vibe is right.
Yeah.
And as a collector, you can decide if you want to send your duck to a bath party.
Okay.
And like any good party goes, you know, they might lose something or win something, right? Like you might lose your head, or you might come back with someone else's scarf, right? Like your art actually changes over time. So
Awesome.
what happens is the community really gets event that has to do with the art itself on a constant basis. So like essentially there's like the hype of when is the next party, like when party, and you
Yeah.
know, what is this party going to be about? What's the theme of the party? And then the party itself is really going to be like a rich 360 experience with like original music and like a digital, like really a digital experience. So like it's like the experience itself. And then obviously after the party, like when the party ends, there's like the reveal, your art has changed. And,
Cool.
you know, the emotion that comes with it, it's like, you know, I'm sad that I lost something I loved, or I'm happy that I gained something. So it really creates sort of like more events that the community can engage around on but it is really integrated in the art, right? It's like not like something on the periphery. It's like not an airdrop or you know.
Cool. So your NFT or your art piece, which you're collecting, can change over time depending on whether you attend a party or not. Yeah. So this is something quite
That's
unique, I
right.
believe. I haven't seen this kind of utility in other projects. To be honest, I love that. Yeah, so you also have like a huge artist, as we talked about him on the boat, which is like super nice. I saw the video where he's drawing a duck. It looks a duck. It looks amazing. It looks so easy. I wish I could do that. Is it that easy? Probably not.
No,
Yeah.
I think like the most the most commented thing on his post is basically you make it look so easy. I wouldn't be able to draw a duck, or at least
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to draw a nice looking duck.
Yeah.
Like working with Gal has been like working with Gal has been absolutely amazing because he is like he's an absolute genius.
Yeah.
Like specific like he not just only from the perspective of you know, he knows he's an artist that creates really beautiful art, but he's also extremely he's like an extreme perfectionist, but
Yeah.
also, you know, he's himself a
Okay.
software developer. Like he knows how to write code and like build websites,
Wow.
and
Okay.
he really cares about sort of like end-to-end experience.
Yeah.
Like if you go on our site where like all this like the little sounds and like
Yeah.
these micro interactions, like it really comes from like he's really not just designing the art, but really cares about sort of like the whole experience, and he's like really particular about these things. So it just has been really amazing working
Do you,
with him.
Yeah. Do you want to share your screen and let's go onto the homepage? Why not? I mean, it's like super interactive and stuff. And
Yeah, let's do this. Let me share my screen.
yeah, of course.
Who's here?
I have the website open anyway. So all right, let's go.
Perfect.
Let's
Yes.
start from the top with this beautiful art. I love it. Speaks to the positivity aspect, how colorful it is, and also the party thing. So
Yeah. Actually, the fun thing is you see that toilet on the right side where it's getting flushed and the duck changes traits, right?
Oh, right.
So
Yeah.
actually, before we launched this website, and we already opened up Twitter and Discord, we actually didn't tell people about bath parties. It was sort of like a secret. And the only thing we had on the website was like this toilet, like it didn't have the bath. So it just had this toilet in the middle and had a flush button. And you could flush the toilet and it would basically like change the traits. And people really loved that from the Coming Soon website. So we decided to keep it in,
Awesome.
or at least like in a smaller way.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you scroll down a bit, you will see like this is the part, like if you click on Go Party, right, like this is sort of like explain the party mechanism where you have a duck, you send it to a party and it changes, right? So if you click again, you'll see you know, there you go, got a new background.
Yeah.
And you sort of like can simulate what a party would look like. Obviously parties will be richer and would have like would be more exciting than just clicking on a button. But this is really the concept. And I think like one thing that's like interesting to point out is we will never regenerate a ducky. So like the
Mm-hmm.
ducky's DNA is absolutely unique. So
Okay.
if you think about your token, right, like you own, let's say duck 523,
Yeah.
if your duck goes to a party, although the image changes,
Mm-hmm.
you still on the blockchain, we keep a copy of all the historical versions. So like
Oh,
you
wow.
actually still own the token holder still basically the token points to all the historical versions.
Okay.
So like you essentially don't really lose your historical duck, right? Like it's just
Okay.
like this is the latest version, but it's still part of your token, and it is going to be unique. Like no one else will have any of the ducks that you have as part of your token.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's a lot
that's
of ducks then, right? If it changes over time, and maybe we can also talk a little bit more about the details. You guys are planning to launch in Feb, right? And maybe you can also talk about like if you already have like a mint price in your head, or is it gonna be direct reveal or later, and how to maybe
yeah.
also, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But by the way, this roadmap, this is really like part of us
Okay.
talking about like we want to surprise you and we want to keep it fun. We believe
Mm-hmm.
that roadmaps are actually a lot of time taking really the fun out of the experience
True.
because you know what to expect and we just want to
Yeah.
surprise you. So it was really important to us to put this on the homepage and like set expectations. And obviously, there's like lots of collectors that don't like this
Mm-hmm.
and we just want to be really clear like if this is not your cup of tea
Okay.
we are probably not going to be the right collection.
Okay.
So yeah, about mint date and mint price, we still haven't made like the final reveal on that yet, but it's going to be, we're like aiming for late February,
Okay. Cool.
and the mint price will the mint price will be most likely below the zero point 0.1.
Okay.
So that's sort of like what we're aiming for, and we
Cool.
are really trying to make sure that people can mint at least more than one
More than one.
ducky
Okay.
on mint. So yeah, that's more or less what we are planning.
Okay. Cool. And pregame is a synonym for whitelist, right? How can people
Yes.
join the party and be part of it? I mean, nowadays it's like super hard to get into Discords to get like whitelists. And how about this project?
Yeah. There's a bunch of ways
Yeah.
how you can get onto pregame, and I could talk a bit about like how we are thinking
Okay.
about this.
Yeah.
So for us, it is extremely important to have people in the community that are really really love the art, love the concept, and want to stick around. So we are trying to reward people that are genuinely interested in the project.
Okay.
So one of the things that like we actually sent like an announcement about this yesterday in the Discord,
Mm-hmm.
we really don't like the grinding that is happening in Discord, and we actually
True.
we are trying to sort of like fight it by not incentivizing it at all. Like we really like the thing that I think is really important, and again like talking back about Reddit and sort of like building really valuable and interesting communities.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, like what you need is 2,000-3,000 people that truly want to talk to each other and really want to like contribute and build up something.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to come into the Discord for hours a day and just like have meaningless
Mm-hmm.
conversations. And like what we are trying to do, at least in the Discord, is really like find the people who are having real connections and building up
Yeah.
real relationships. It is a bit like, again, it's sort of like hand work, right? Like
Yeah.
we are spending lots of time in the Discord and on Twitter because of that, like really finding those people. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I think it is really starting to pay off. Like
True.
it's one of the reasons why we don't tell people to shill our Discord, and like our growth has been amazing, but like it has been amazing without like trying to push people to just like invite hundreds of friends, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
or bots. Like we're really like focused on like making sure the quality stays there.
Mm-hmm.
And then like how people can get pregame is essentially we have lots of challenges we are, the moment we see you're a good community member, or like we call it community
Okay.
builders essentially,
Yeah.
or like people are building community together with us. That's how you get pregame. And then
Cool.
we also do like, like we do have collaborations with other communities that we really, really like. So that's like another way to get into the pregame. So
Okay.
that's more or less how that's set up.
Interesting, interesting. I can see you already have like 8K members in the Discord almost. This is like a lot. When did you start opening up the Discord? And yeah,
Yeah, around late mid-December. We opened the
okay,
Discord in mid-December, so it's about a month old.
okay,
And yeah, we're just really happy with just like the value, the quality, and the value of like the conversations. Like I think, yeah, it's like in a really, really good place. And we are now, especially as we're growing fast over the
yeah,
last week, we're trying to like keep that very like keep an eye out on specifically on that. Like,
mm-hmm.
are we still do we still feel that the community uh, is sort of like really building into the right direction? So like
Mm-hmm.
that's like really where our focus goes now.
Okay, nice. Sounds good. So, do I understand correctly? If we are friendly, like building community and stuff like that, does it mean that the listeners we are talking to have a chance to win maybe a whitelist? Or do I understand this correctly?
A pregame, yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
we can definitely give like a couple of spots to
Okay.
people on your community.
Okay.
And yes, that sounds good.
Let's set something
Let's say
up.
we
When we
yeah,
publish the
let's set
video,
something up.
we can do some people who do retweet and stuff like that to get like some views in and attention to this awesome project. Maybe also regarding your future plans, is there like some projects talk about metaverse and stuff like that? Do you have anything planned? I mean, metaverse is not it's not some people say it's like not there yet and stuff like that. What's your take on this one?
Yeah, we will again, like we don't have a specific roadmap, or like we don't
True.
publish a specific roadmap. So
Yeah.
like maybe not.
Maybe. Okay. Cool.
Let us surprise you.
Awesome.
We are definitely really interested in what's happening in this space. To be honest, I think the metaverse, like I think of it as a bit of a broader description, and I
Mm-hmm.
think the metaverse already exists, right? It's like already what's happening in Discord and
Mm-hmm.
on Twitter and in some other sort of like specific places.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, I think like 3D worlds or immersive experiences are super interesting. So we're definitely sort of like keeping an eye out on that and see how we can how we can build cool stuff there. Yeah, this is our drinking game.
Love it.
This is our drinking game. You throw ducky, and you get
Yeah.
like you get a drinking prompt to be played
Okay.
with friends.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I also love the music, but if I enable this music is currently super loud. But I love the Rafael, who is like kind of like his background is in EDM and stuff like that. He played next
Yeah,
to super
um,
nameful big DJs, right? And
yeah. Rafael is like this amazing producer, musician who is yeah, has like an EDM background, and basically decided a couple years ago that it's touring the world is a bit too much, and he basically started to produce, and he's producing for like really big things, lots of movie trailers. He did like Arcane, the music for the Arcane trailer,
mhm.
and we really like, one of the reasons why we wanted to have someone like him on the team was that we really like, as I said before, we really care about like that full experience, and we
Yeah,
think music is like such an important part of like parties and of just good vibes and fun. And we wanted to just like have someone with that background, and basically like for each and every party that we are going to throw, Rafael will be producing an original track.
Wow.
And we might do some fun stuff with that with that album or each individual track. So like that's still to be announced, but like the idea really is to sort of do something richer with the music as well.
Okay.
So yeah. By the way, that track is also available on like Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah.
The Rubber Duck Party anthem is you can listen to it on your favorite streaming platform.
Yeah, I've seen it was released on the 5th of this month, right? So pretty amazing. We'll listen to
Yep.
this afterwards. I just saw it on Twitter, and on I think on the as a tweet it was like 27 seconds or so, but we'll definitely listen to this. It was a nice teaser. Yeah, before we end this call, do you have anything specific you want to mention or say regarding the project, regarding your team, regarding you? Um,
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I really have to say is like we're really excited. We're building something fresh and fun, and anyone anyone who wants to have fun, come join us. We really have like an amazing community, and incredible art. I'm sorry that I'm like hyping my own project, but it's Gal's art,
yeah,
and
it should be like this.
I truly love it.
Yeah.
And you know what you mentioned when we started the call, I think I haven't really thought about that, but it's actually really true. Like we come out of this like 2 years of a pandemic, people being locked up, and everything is just so gloomy, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I am like being able to bring some smile on people's faces, and it's like bringing back the fun that is like just amazing to be able to do. So yeah, like if you want to have some fun and escape the grayness outside, come hang out with the Rubber Ducks.
Awesome, love it, love it. I mean, I'm part of the Discord as well, and I can see you guys are super active, always online and engaging with the community. I think this is super important. Also, like in the beginning, you need to be there. You need to show that you really care about the community, and I think you're like doing the right things to build a strong community from scratch. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And we'll
You're
stay
welcome.
connected. I will announce how we're gonna give away, or we can talk about it later, and then we can give away some whitelist spots. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'm excited to hear about the project.
Absolutely. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.